Once human. I'm about to open up and eat 150 Nalcott eggs. I had eaten 200 a couple days ago in game. I didn't really get anything out of them, but people were hyping these up on my server there for a while. People were claiming that they kept getting all these rare calibrations. I really think it was just like marketing hype, trying to get people to buy them. Like I used to make these like early game, and I would give them away or sell them. Um, but I'll show you a couple things real quick. I'll show you like what it takes to make. You need the kitchen set for one, and the specialization to make them. Um, they take 3 eggs. You can either use a crocodile or those bird eggs. They take 60 source, and then they take a combination of 35 plants. If you go to my video where I show you how to get crocodile eggs pretty quick, that's pretty easy to get. You can get 100 pretty quick. In my video, I got them within a couple minutes, and I left some on the ground. Like I was running by, and the loose eggs that weren't in a nest, I was just leaving them there. So you can get those like really quick. Source is just source. But the plants do take a while. You could have a passive farm and grow some, but it still takes a lot if you're trying to produce a lot. So, um, like even in my farm over here, back here, I'll show you real quick. Um, I don't know what they're growing right now. Yeah, they're growing some more, but it just takes forever. Especially this plant doesn't grow well in this climate. It needs water. Um, they're harvesting, but that plant doesn't grow well up in this area. I had to go indoors, kind of. Um, but for the most part, I don't grow those. I was just growing some to help with this little goal of mine to try and get some. Normally, I was growing in the early game. What was that, morels? So I could make the seafood in oil. As you can see here, I got tons of it still to help with the mining process. And then I went to the aloe so I could sell the aloe seeds. And for the most part, I'm just growing beets because I'm a weak spot build and I want the canned fruit. So what I ended up doing, I ended up grinding for, I'll show you here. Like I use, I subsidize with lotus since they usually grow in the wild near each other. And it still takes about a half an hour doing my route. I'll start from like right here, go all the way, like like all the way around, and end up way down here in this area. So it takes about a half hour, but you'll get around 400 scarlet and about 300 of the lotus. And what's good about this route is it's just mindless. There might be like one or two bears here, and maybe I think one bear here. But other than that, there's no mobs, and it's just mindless gathering while I'm watching like YouTube or something else. In this area, there's these like little islands, so you might have to cross water there. But for the most part, it's just you're on one coastline and you're not having to cross back and forth. Like even down here, you don't have to cross if you don't want to. Maybe when you get like right about here, you have to cross back and forth. But if you go somewhere like down here where there's a lot of like lotus and stuff, you're having to cross, but then you're also having to worry about like crocodiles and all that. So up here, just doing this long route, it's boring. So for solo, it's almost not worth it because these really don't drop much, in my opinion. But if you had a hive of like 5, 6 people all running this route at the same time, just on different world seeds, you could get up a bunch of these eggs pretty quick. And let me just go to this description of them right here. Used to randomly receive the contents of a settlement loot crate. So these are crates that are out in the world. Um, so technically, you have a chance of getting something rare, but it's not a guarantee. You know, the way people on my server were talking, they were acting like, oh, I just got this perfect sniper rifle with a great calibration on it, like in 200 eggs. And when I ate 200 eggs, I got 3 legendary mods that were all kind of junk, and everything else was just your standard stuff like bullets, grenades, maybe some mod weapon parts. And the only weapons that I got were purple, and the rest of the mods that I got were purple, and it wasn't even that many. So technically, there is a chance you could get something rare, but it's just stuff you normally get out in loot crates, which if you play this game, the drop rates are absolutely like some of the worst I've ever seen in any game. So your chances are slim. Maybe if you open 10,000 eggs or something, you might be guaranteed one, but it's not really worth it to me as a solo. Like if you go to my backpack now, let me go to that UI. Mods, they're all cleared out. There's usually I don't know why there's a yellow check mark up here. It's been glitched like that since the beginning of the game, but there's none on this stuff, so you'll be able to see what I got. If anything's new, there's no yellow check marks on my gear, so we'll be able to see um, if I got anything. Fairly easy. And if you read the chat, I was trying to do like a solo prime war, but people showed up, so I stopped. We're at phase 6, and a lot of the regulars had left, so I thought it'd be a good time to maybe try a solo prime war again. I tried earlier phase, but people showed up, so hopefully I can try that again before moving on to a different scenario myself. So I'm gonna drink this beverage. I'll show you what I just drank. It was this Cornell right here. It helps prevent sanity issues. When you do eat these eggs, it'll drop your sanity. So I just drink one of those. It'll protect you for a half hour. So let's get started. 150 eggs. We'll see. There's one. See, as you see there on the left, nothing. Oh, I did get wow. I got a legendary weapon, so maybe I did get something out of these 150. Let's start with the smaller. You know, when it's just a roll of the dice, you never know what you're gonna get, but I can go find weapon crates just as fast, if not faster, than having to, you know what I mean, grind for that many plants. Watch it be like a god mod because they know like god calibration. I don't even use that weapon though, so for me, like, we'll see. I'll wait to check it out when it's gonna be calibration on that. I'd originally started out the game, and I spent Starcrom on that in the machine to unlock it, and I've since switched to Wildfire Bingo build, so I probably used that Scar like maybe the first week of the game. Well, I got a deviation out of it. So being that there's less people on the server, these crates out in the wild, I wonder if there's a better chance of getting something better. There's still people on the server, but not many. Or, yeah, in this world. See, there's a purple weapon. That's what I normally get. So 150 eggs, that would have took me, so about half an hour per 20. Do the math. Would have been like, what, 2.5 hours for 100? Let's just call it roughly like 4 hours. 4 hours or so. 4 to 5 hours to grind those solo. Like how many like loot crates could you go find in 5 hours? So if you think about it that way. So in 5 hours you would get a reset too, so you could open the same amount of crates, like you could double up. So if you could do Blackfell twice in that time, which has a lot of crates, storage crates, has weapon crates, gear crates, has furniture. So I don't know if furniture formula will be in here. I don't know if I've seen any. So now I'm just going through a lot of nothing. Like if you see, I'm getting a lot of cactus, masala, gunpowder. The last 200 that I ate, that's what it basically was the whole time. I don't know if they'll put on any weight. Like, I'm always running out in the world and all that, so this character doesn't put on weight. That was, I think, another legend mod that popped up. There are legend mods that are popping up that I don't even need, so. But they're there. I don't know how many, I wasn't keeping track, but there's been a couple. The last time I did this, 200 eggs, you see those jam next to the eggs on the screen down below? Those pieces of bread, I got like 25 of them. Every time I see cheese pop up, I know one of the containers on this specific, where is it? There's a couple specific areas. Every time you open the container, it's always cheese, salmon, butter. Like, yeah, and the caviar too. Like if you weren't growing aloe, you weren't growing morels, or you weren't trying to get deviated beets or deviated aloe, and you just wanted to grow like scarlet, like passively on the side and get a few eggs every day, eventually you would have a stack of eggs. You know, I guess it would be worth it that way, but for me, just to go out and grind it in the wild, it's not worth all this stuff. Because 5 hours for like 150 eggs, that's a lot of time. Like, What else could you be doing in that amount of time? But if you had a hive, and maybe if you had a large hive of like 10 people that grinded that many, but who gets what, right? How do you divvy it up, or are you just doing it to sell? If you're doing it to sell, for so you could have the funds for rare calibrations, that's one thing. So I think that's what these people were trying to do, like create a market, try and pretend you're guaranteed some like rare loot out of 1,000, and then you know what I mean? Get a couple good ones for themselves guaranteed, while they're just pawning off these gamble eggs, because that's what they basically are. I got 14 more to go. I don't see many other gold stuff popping up. Like, I know we got one gold weapon at least, maybe two. 5 hours of work. I don't think that's worth it. But we'll see what kind of stats are on them. There's a hunter's perk. Oh, that's a mod. Maybe I'll use that one. We'll see what that is. 2. 1 left. Anything? Nope. Alright, let's see what we got. Let's go to backpack. I'll start with the mods. We'll just go straight to the legendary mods. Like, all this stuff we don't need to see. So, like, if you're looking for purple mods, okay, there's fine. Like, so you're getting a few purple. Okay, we got heavy explosives. Don't use it. Don't use it. They're not very good either one of them. Like I said, purple. Any of these legends? Nope. So we got 2 weapon mods that were legends, or 3. I didn't see this one. The Chakran page wasn't. The stats aren't the best. So you got 3 legend mods and a few other purple. Armor mods, we got, let's see here. Any legends up here? Nope. I'm missing one. Yeah, we got 1 legend up here. The stats are pretty substandard. Or average. Nothing to smile about. That's pretty standard too. So we gotten 2. So I've actually, during this run, I've gotten more legend mods out of 150 than I did when I ate 200. So that's 3. That one's basic too. And the last one here, where's the hunter's one? I thought I had a hunter one. Or that's what that was. So I got 2 weapon, and I got 3 weapon and 2 armor mods. So I got 5 legendary mods out of that, 150, and weapon wise I got, there's none in there. Weapon wise I got 1 legendary. That's actually a good one. That's a rapid 2 times crit damage, but it's not the crit rate. So I wouldn't call that a god mod. It's 14-2 and 20.1 crit damage. But we did get a legendary weapon. We got 2 of them. Then we got a lightweight crit rate. So that one's a little bit better. It's not perfect. It's not near perfect, but the 6.2 out of 6.4, that's decent. If you're after lightweight, I have a Doombringer, um, but I prefer heavy over lightweight. That's a preference, I guess. So we got 2 legendary weapons and 5 legendary mods out of that's in my backpack. See, so I use rapid weak because I'm a weak build. It's just there, but it's not my standard gear. So at 150 eggs, is that worth 5 hours? That's pretty much basically up to you to decide. So yeah, 150 Nalcott eggs. Later.